So you're considering switching your plans from a hospital-based birth to an out-of-hospital birth, either at home or in a birth center. Today I'm going to talk about preparing for a birth at home with a home birth midwife. So like I said in my previous video, most important is the mental shift. There is more of your participation in the whole planning and process of a home birth. You need to have the acceptance that your body is amazing and most likely capable of having a lovely, straightforward birth. You can develop your resilience and adjust to the change in plans of birth location, and you can develop your faith in the birth process and your willingness to accept all these changes with that resilience and flexibility. So this can seem really hard, but it's also something that your midwife can be really good at helping you make that adjustment. So all of this assumes you've done the research and found a home birth midwife who can help you in your place of birth. What steps are you going to need to take to get your space ready? So all of us live in different sizes of homes. Some of us live in apartments, some of us live in a house with several bedrooms or a basement, etc. If you can, it would be ideal to have a space that you can designate as the mother or birthing person space with the baby and include the bassinet or a Moses basket, or have the baby sleep in the bed next to the mother or birthing person. Spouse and family support can come in as needed, like if your mom is going to be there or if your husband is going to be there. And when everybody is okay and healthy and verified, then older siblings can come and see the baby. But having a space that's a little bit separate and hopefully even able to close the door is one way to help keep mom or birthing person and baby safer under these circumstances. Okay, so for the bed, what you're gonna do is you need to have 2 sets of sheets. You need to make the bed like you would normally make it with the nicer set of old sheets. And then you're gonna put your waterproof layer over the top of the sheets and spread that out and tuck it in. And then you're going to make the bed completely over the top of the waterproof layer with the older set of sheets. And if they can be a dark color, that's really good. So waterproof layers can include a shower curtain. It would need to be a vinyl shower curtain. You can buy it at the dollar store, you can order it off Amazon, or you can use a vinyl tablecloth that you bought and used for the last birthday party that was at your house or that you frequently use for picnics. Another possibility is to cut a piece of a tarp that's big enough to put on your bed and tuck under. There are different ways of accessing this. You may not have to go get anything, but do protect your bedding and especially your mattress. So you also want the birthing space to have access to a bathroom that ideally, if the birthing person feels like she wants to walk into the bathroom naked, that she can do that she has the flexibility to do that. Of course, you're going to adapt it to your own living situation, but if you have a master suite with a bathroom attached or a basement suite that has a bathroom on that level, then that would be a really good opportunity. But you should know that I've been to lots of births in a 1-bedroom apartment, and while cozy, it's totally doable. So if your space is really cluttered, you're going to need to take some time to straighten it up. Especially you might want to put away some knickknacks that are on dressers, and if you have a small table or a shelf that a tray of birthing supplies can be put on, that would be great. And a corner where your midwife can put her birthing supplies, usually 2 or 3 big bags. Think if you had a guest who came to visit you and they had checked luggage as well as carry-on luggage. That's probably an equivalent amount of bags and gear that they're going to be carrying in. So we also need a laundry basket or a hamper lined with a plastic bag for wet clothes and sheets and towels. And we need a kitchen trash or even a box with a plastic bag inside of it. In a pinch, we can hang a plastic bag on the door. Been to lots of births where we did that as well. For supplies, I am attaching my whole list of birth supplies. But there are common sense supplies, including old bath towels, washcloths, either white so you can bleach them or in dark colors. Space heater, heating pads, fans. Ways to regulate the environment, especially to keep it warmer, because after the baby comes, she's going to need to be kept extra warm. For the baby, you're going to need receiving blankets, a couple changes of clothes. Usually, people have a lot of clothes for their babies, so we're not as concerned about this. You just need a couple of sets of sleeper pajamas. And diapers and wipes. Off diapers, disposable diapers, whatever you have chosen to do. You will need an oral thermometer or a temporal thermometer for the mom, and probably a rectal thermometer for the baby. A lot of people get squeamish or uncomfortable about this, but I would say in 2020, we want to be really sure of signs of infection, and the best way to assess that is by taking temperature. If you like, you can get your own Fetoscope, and I'm going to link that below. Some people have a personal fetal Doppler. The birth supplies list includes all the disposable items you might need, including lots of postpartum pads for the mom. You probably want to get some overnight pads of your favorite brand. You can't use tampons or anything at this time. Depending on resource availability, some of these supplies may be tricky to access. Your midwife probably can help you access some of these. She likely has her own birth kit that you can order, and if they can't fulfill all the things on there, then you can discuss alternatives with her. Chucks pads are on my list, or waterproof disposable pads. You can also look for puppy pads, but get the biggest size you can, large or extra large. There are a couple of other things to consider. The umbilical cord will probably need to be closed eventually. Many midwives use a clamp of some kind, and I'm going to put up a picture of a umbilical cord clamp. It looks like a hair clip, and you just put it on and then cut the cord on the other side away from the baby. When the midwife comes for the postpartum visit, then she will remove the clip, usually 24 to 48 hours after. Another technique is to use candles and a burn box. It takes a little bit longer, and this actually cauterizes the stump and sterilizes it and minimizes infection. This process isn't usually done until a couple of hours after the baby is born. If you choose this, make sure your midwife knows how to do this, and you will need to include in your supplies dripless white or beeswax candles, long ones like taper candles. Some families choose to have a lotus birth, and then they would just take a disposable diaper and wrap it around the placenta until it falls off. So it does get a strong smell because it is fresh. So I want to say a couple of things about Waterbirth. First of all, Waterbirth is an amazing technique. I usually strongly advocate for Waterbirth as a comfort measure and coping technique. Having said that, your midwifery practice may not support birth in the water, even if they do support labor in the water. And right now, we are unsure about the safety of Waterbirth or even labor in the water as far as infection control. So it's important that you respect the infection management protocol that your midwife that you're considering is developing, because she has your best interests and her family's best interests at heart. Okay, snacks and drinks. This doesn't have to be hard, but it's super important. What you need is easy to digest snacks and drinks, and just food. You can use any kind of electrolyte drink as well as just water. I will link my homemade electrolyte drink video below. And I would recommend yogurt, crackers, granola bars, fruit, soups, and broths. Things that are easy to digest and comfort food. Maybe little chunks of meat, usually not super strong smelling. Maybe rice or oatmeal. It's super important to keep your strength up while you're laboring. We often say that the process of labor and birth is like a 50-mile hike in the mountains with the pack. Some midwives are able to hang an IV if you reach a point of exhaustion, and some are not. And so it's important to keep eating and especially drinking throughout the process of labor so that you can maintain your strength and not get dehydrated or go into shock. The general guideline is to drink enough so that you are peeing every hour. So that's most of my practical suggestions. I'm including my birth supplies list, like I said. Please look in the description below for places to order supplies, information about cord burning, and a link to my birth supplies handout. Also, please comment below with any other questions that you have that you would like to get answered. I'm happy to answer them or direct you to somewhere where you can access that information. Thanks for listening today. And if you like what you have heard, then tell your friends about me. And you can even subscribe to my channel if this is useful information for you. My goal is to provide good, accurate, and useful information to people who are planning their births, and especially on the topic of home birth. Thank you for stopping by, and I absolutely wish you the very best in planning for your birth and bringing your baby into your home. God bless you.